going, okay?
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my LinkedIn Lives. I'm Jasmine Navarro, certified wellbeing expert, working with educational institutions and companies. And as you know, every week I interview different experts who make a difference. And today I'm super excited to be interviewing Bori. Hi, Bori. Thank you so much for coming.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yes, of course. I am a multi-award-winning brand and portrait photographer of 12 years, and I help online entrepreneurs to stand out with confidence, so they reach more of their ideal client and convert them faster.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm so excited to be talking to you today. And I just have to say, this is so bright this year.
I agree. I agree.
And so you chose the importance of imagery and personal branding for today. Can you tell us a bit about that? Like, what made you choose that for today? Why is it important? And all of that.
Yes, of course. I picked this topic because my experience that people still feel like having their photos taken, like professional photos taken, that's an unnecessary expense, and they don't feel or don't see this as a tool in their marketing. However, yeah, and this is what I would like to talk about, emphasize the importance and why it is important.
Wow, okay. I'm sure it is important because even it's funny that I've just changed. I know I'm going on about this again, but I've just changed my screen to yellow, and I feel like it really is important how you appear on your social media, isn't it?
Yes, 100%. And I just did some research before I called, and I looked around that there are 1 billion users on LinkedIn and 3.5 billion people on Facebook, and again, more than 1 billion on Instagram. So, and everybody posts regularly, sometimes more than once a day. So we must have a way to stand out. And nowadays everybody has these amazing phone, amazing cameras, so lots of people post selfies, so it's not that they don't show up if they don't have professional photos. And because that's so many, honestly, 100,000 people, sometimes even from the same profession as we need to find a way to stand out and to make people stop and scroll and read what we do. So I think this is the most important thing, what we need to understand, that the imagery we use, the videos, not just the photos, but we post, those are the number one connection, or the first connection what people have with us in social media. And we can post about the most amazing offer or life-changing possibility. If nobody actually stop for whatever reason at your photo or at your post, they're not going to read and nobody will know about it.
Exactly. And I just want to say, so interesting. I just want to say hello to everybody who's joining on Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. We are talking about the importance of imagery and personal branding with the wonderful Bori, who is an expert in this area. So if you have any questions or comments about this, please feel free to put them in the chat and we will answer you as soon as we can. So yeah, it's so important. Exactly. Because like you said, there's so much competition out there. There's so many images out there. There's so much information out there. We're so overwhelmed, aren't we? And everybody, is posting all sorts of things. So you really need to post something. Your image needs to be, what does your image need to be to get people to stop and look?
That's an excellent question. What makes the photo scroll stopping photo?
Yes, it's show stopping, yeah.
There are lots of requirements, or what I say to my clients, that first of all, you need to be authentic. And first of all, you need to be in the photo because lots of people still feel like, oh, I don't want to show up in the photo, because, this is, you hear it everywhere, but this is so true, that people make business with people, even with big corporations. You need to have a personal connection to that person who you are talking to, who you are going to do the business with. So if you don't show up, then this know, like, and trust factor, what we say that this is essential in order to have some business, this either formed really slowly or done at all because they don't know you. So I often still see just only a logo as a profile photo or an avatar, and I try to advise my clients against it because it helps you to form this connection with your followers much sooner and quicker if you are there and in your authentic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think this is the number one reason to show up in these photos. And I need to tell you the story. Once I posted on sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, carry on.
So I asked a question on one of my social media platform, and how often do you show up in a photo? And I received one answer that, oh, I don't post photos of me at all because my business is not about my staff, but about my clients. And yes, so I think this is not the right way to think about it. So even though you show up in these photos, you show up so your clients can get to know you and like you, and then they most likely will decide to invest in your business, because this is all about, so we want them to trust us, want them to see us as the expert who can solve their problem, whatever they are dealing with and whatever our offering is. And this is essential. It cannot happen without building trust first.
That's interesting because I do notice a lot of your posts, you have photos of you. So what so when you were talking about imagery, I didn't know you meant it has to be a picture of us. But that does make sense, actually. But what else is important about the image? So can it be any photo of us? Like, what kind of photo should it be?
So obviously the quality is important,
Yeah.
because your photos or videos or any kind of other imagery you post on the social media, the quality of that, it definitely, the people drew a parallel, the quality of how you show up and the quality of your services. So we tend to tie the two together. So if you show up in low quality photos, in not groomed or nicely dressed up, in your environment not the best, then they would definitely be surprised if you wanted to sell them something for thousands. So people, they tie the two together. So obviously the quality is very important, and it is important that you show up as your authentic self. People often would like to be seen as someone else, more successful, and there's nothing wrong with that, but still the two cannot be too far away from each other, otherwise people will sense some misalignment, and that leads to mistrust again. And what really important, that it's not just enough to post a nice photo or a pretty photo. These imagery or images what we use, they need to be a strategic part of our marketing. So if because the photo is there to make your audience stop scrolling, and we want the right people to stop. So it's not enough just anybody to stop. Obviously we want our ideal client to stop and read our content. So first of all, we have to know who our ideal client is, what their problem might be, what is those feelings or emotions either they want to get away from or they want to reach. So because when we look at a photo, so we are really visual people, and we process visual information 60,000 faster than text.
60,000 times.
60,000 times faster, yes, than text. A photo has to convey all of these. So it must speak to the ideal client. They have to feel that emotion, what make them stop scrolling. They also, that it's good if they like you, how you show up. And then when they stopped, and start to read your content, they must be in a line with each other, because I love, for example, the beach. So if I stop because I see a beautiful beach photo, sunset, somebody's running there, I instantly imagine myself running there. And then suddenly I start to read your content, and the content is about text and anything, so nothing to do with it, one another. I definitely would stop after this maximum, the second sentence, and go and scroll further, and you lost me. So yeah, we also have to be mindful and be strategic about whether that image is talking or at least evoke the same emotions as my written content is talking about. So they have to be aligned with each other.
No, that makes sense. That makes absolute sense. But that, I feel like that happens quite often when you're drawn into a photo because you think you're going to imagine yourself there, or something is going to benefit you, but then it's not, the description does not match the photo. Really, it's just something trying to sell you something. That happens quite often, isn't it? So is that not the right thing to do then?
Well, as just you said that you often run into this, that then obviously if I run into something like this, I would be disappointed, and then scroll further.
Yeah.
There are so many other things to read and watch in all of these platforms. So we can lose our ideal client easily.
Exactly. Let's just say hi to Mohammed. Mohammed mentions law of attraction.
I don't know exactly what
Can
he means, but
can you tell us a bit more, Mohammed? Do you mean you attract so what you were saying about the post, you attract what the post
yes is. So definitely the emotions is the leading part of an image, because we instantly have an emotion, form an opinion based on the photo, and then obviously when we start to read the content, we would like to that feeling to to evolve even more with the content. So for example, if you are, I don't know why it's a relationship coach, you either will post some photos when somebody is alone and crying, and after maybe a breakup, and then this can be sometimes stock images. So I'm not saying you must be there in every photos, but for example, I would use a stock photo for this. I wouldn't pretend that I am in this state. And then my content would be about how I can help you to get over this, obviously mentioning some feelings and the grief and the steps, how you get through this. And then maybe another post when you post either yourself that you are already happy and smiling and for example on the beach and dancing around, or just simply enjoying yourself, and then talking about that, yes, this is the state when I can help you to get to. So these are how you can make sure that the image and your content is aligned.
Okay,
so that was just an example.
No, that's good. Hi Magna, how are you doing? Magna says it's very difficult to show unfiltered emotions in photos.
Yes, I agree that you cannot lie for the camera. As
Really?
Yes, this is my experience, that when you have a fake smile, even so, if I'm photographing somebody, and it's a smile, but just a modest and not a real genuine smile, just because I asked you to smile.
True. Oh yeah, that's true.
In a photo, so as soon as I lift up my camera and look through it, I instantly can see that this is a fake. And I always try, okay, well, let's try a real one. And I try to make some jokes or say some silly things to make my clients really smile or laugh. So you cannot fake it. And I would really advise against faking any kind of these emotions, because then they will see it, and that's again lead to mistrust, that she's faking that, and I think there is a really big responsibility of photographers, and not everybody is up to the job, if I can word it nicely, because our job is to put you at ease and make you feel comfortable and make you trust me and my skills and follow my instructions. Because if you are tensed and feeling uncomfortable and sitting in a uncomfortable, way, then that will come through the image.
Yeah. And I guess it makes other people feel uncomfortable, doesn't it? If you look uncomfortable or seem uncomfortable.
They will sense that you are uncomfortable, and this harms your, let's say, your positioning, because you want to show up in those photos as the expert on whatever your field of area. You want to show as an expert. But if you are in that photo in this uncomfortable smile and your body language and everything says that, oh my God, I hate having my photos taken and just let's get over it, then this is a completely different message.
You're right. You're right. And lots of people are joining on Instagram. Hi, everybody who's joining. Please let us know if you have any questions about imagery and personal branding. I am with the expert, Bori.
Thank you.
No, and it's so interesting what you're saying, because, but also before we, let's listen, Mohammed. Hi, Mohammed. So Mohammed says, in the context of social media, using the law of attraction involves crafting posts that inspire and engage your audience, thereby attracting more viewers and interactions. Here's how you can apply this principle to make your social media posts more attractive. So I guess that's a comment.
So definitely, the inspire and engage your audience. You can do that when you know your ideal client and you know what they are desire, how you can exactly have them, and that's how you can create those kind of images that evoke the same emotions, what they desire to have, better lifestyle, or everything leads to that more money, if we are really honest, or being more happier, or relaxed, or feeling free. So nearly everything, every kind of offering at the long run will end to having a better lifestyle and having more money, because then you will be able to afford to do whatever you would like.
That sounds interesting. Yeah.
Right.
No, sorry. I just remember going back when you said you need to know who your target audience is. So for example, with me, I work a lot with parents and students and teachers. So what would be the best thing for me to post about then? Would it be about the problems? Would it be the problems I'm solving, or would it be a workshop? What would be just one image that you think would be good for my ideal client?
Well, as you said, your ideal clients are parents and teachers, because the kids not really, but they definitely should be there in the photos. So in your case, I know you have lots of images of you with the kids. So I really like all of those photos what you use. So of course you can use stock images as well and shows happy kids, because everything you do is all about confidence.
Yeah.
And they would like to see what the end result is, I think, more likely. And you still can talk about in your content that they were struggling with this and this and this kind of problems, but at the end of the workshop, or even during the workshop, they changed a lot, or see differently many things in a different way. And
problems and the solutions. Yeah, that's very important. No, thanks, Bori. And do you think, I know you're a professional photographer, brand and portrait photographer, do you think it's essential to have somebody like you to help? Because not everybody uses a professional photographer. When do you need one? When do you need to use you?
That's a really good question. I think when you start your business, you definitely have to find a photographer, if not more, just one or two professional photos. one proper headshot, plain background. You can use it as a profile photo, and I definitely would advise you to have one more when you are like doing some kind of work, laptop, whatever way you work. At the beginning, or even later, I would say, it is not like your business cannot evolve or you cannot get clients without having professional photos and spending often lots of hundreds of pounds, dollars, whatever currency on a photographer. You still can get clients. You need to look at these as an investment, as I said it at the beginning, that these photos help us create this know, like, and trust factor much faster. So if from the beginning you can afford, I highly advise not to save money on a professional photographer, because you instantly can position your business to a higher level, because they will see that you invest into your business. Because if somebody only posts selfies, and I love selfies. I teach how to take selfies that don't look.
Tell us about this, how important it is, because I know you are the selfie queen. Tell us.
In a second, but I say that, so if you look at a small business who instantly have these professional styled images, you will expect them to sell you anything on a higher end. But if you see somebody who only posts selfies and just the selfies, but you just grab the phone, so you definitely can tell that it's not a professional looking photo, then you won't expect them to sell you something at a high end. So unfortunately, this is how our brain works. So you still can get clients, as I mentioned at the beginning, but you definitely can fasten this whole process and evolving your business with professional personal brand. So back to the selfies.
I love it. I love seeing your posts with selfies, because I just think I never do selfies, ever.
Yes, I noticed that. I think it is really good, especially from platforms like Instagram that is much more image based, and for example on Facebook, because LinkedIn is still stick to the more professional posts, but I do see more and more personal posts on LinkedIn as well. So I think the selfie is really good, because that allows your audience to see behind the scene, if this makes sense. So to see the person, your flows maybe not as polished, not in your more smart professional outfit, but more casual way, and that's again an extra step in this like and trust line. So I always advise my clients to use both if it's possible, but with the selfies you need to be careful, because if the difference or the gap in the quality is way too big, then those photos can harm your business if you show up in a really low quality photos. And obviously if those selfies are something that you don't like yourself, then you won't even post those. So even in my area, the confidence and the confidence building is also there, because I know even personally, I work the same way, that if I don't like a photo and I don't like myself as a woman in that photo, then I'm not going to post that. I'm not showing up with those images. Obviously, I know, as a professional, that my clients don't care about how I look like as a woman. They can only care about whether I am the best photographer to create those. And it's the same I tell to my clients as well, that they don't care about your size, your age, how many wrinkles you have. They only care that they like you, whether they like you, and that you can solve their problems. Still, I have 12, 13 years experience. I would say 90% of the time I'm working with women, female entrepreneurs, and it is important for us. And so with the selfies, the way I teach you to take selfies that don't look like selfies. So
exactly. How? So I've got a phone.
I'm not going to tell you my secret. No, I'm just kidding. So you need to, like, I even have it here.
Oh, really?
we are using a selfie tripod, so you don't hold your phone. So
Oh,
that's the biggest difference. That you set up a tripod with a remote control, so the phone is in there. So my hands are free, or I have the remote control, but you have to be a little bit think out of the box and hide it, because we don't want them to see that you are pressing a remote control. And then there are lots of things, how to set up it in a way that the distortion is not there, that you don't look curvier than in real life. So this is like, I teach you how to be your own photographer with your own phone.
amazing.
And I think this is really good, because all these new smartphones, the quality of the camera is amazing, nearly as good as a professional camera, and you already have it. And yes, this is a skill you need to practice and hone, but the result or the benefit of it, that you will be able to take professional looking photos whenever you want. So honestly, you just in an amazing environment that, oh my God, I would like to take a couple of photos of myself, because I can later post in for the business. Then you can do it. You don't need to worry about all the time hiring a photographer. You will be able to create some of your own images. You're not going to get rid of a photographer for all the time or forever, because I think so that it is good if you create a bank of images that have professional photos and your selfies as well, professional looking selfies, business selfies, however you want to name it.
I think that's a good point, actually. So it's about investing in some training, which would actually save you money in the long run.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So you imagine that you have unlimited new photos at your fingertips.
No, brilliant. And what kind of trainings do you do then?
And around selfies, so I do
Anything, yeah.
or anything. Yes, so the selfies I teach it online and in person as well. Obviously, I know the in person is location related. So if somebody, for example, for you, that would be difficult. But I do run these workshops online, and I have a small membership around this. And usually the ladies who already participated in the workshop, then they come, and we regularly have calls when they practice, and I have them to set up, and we take like a small virtual photo shoot every other week. They have.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
I have them to take the photos.
I think that's really useful. So if anyone's interested in learning how to do this, how to take professional selfies, how to take professional photos, then I would definitely advise going to one of Bori's workshops or joining the membership. So Bori, thank you so much for your words of wisdom today. Is there anything else you want to tell us before we go?
Thank you for having me, first of all. No, not really. I just would like just at the end emphasize again that, and what kind of, so it doesn't matter what kind of photos you have, just you need to a little bit change the way you see them or think of them, and understand that these images are like the shop window of a big shop in a high street, that they have to make people stop, and then they will decide and go into the shop and buy something. So these photos are there to make your clients stop, and you want to make sure that the right people stop and read the content, and not everybody.
Show stopping.
Show stopping, yes.
Is this yellow show stopping?
But that the color is this color is definitely an eye-catching color. But then after that we still need to be mindful. With that's colors, this is a completely different topic, and we can go really deep in that rabbit hole. But which color, what emotions evoke? But
yeah. So many things. No, thank you so much, Bori. How can people find you?
My main platform is LinkedIn with my name, Bori Bojthe, but yeah, we will post all the links. But I am also available. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram as well. On Instagram, I do have separate for the selfies. I am the selfie specialist.
Okay.
I have a separate selfie Instagram account, but I have my photography account as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Okay, amazing. So yeah, can you add all of the links
Yes.
on the post, and then people can click on those and contact you if they need to. But thank you so much, Bori. It's been really, really interesting. And there's so many more questions, but we've run out of time. I want to say thank you to everybody who's joined. Please, if you have any questions or comments, you want to message Bori directly, please do, or leave a comment on the post. And also, I want to say happy birthday to Dr. Tim. It's a very good friend of mine. It's his birthday today, and I promised him I'd wish him a happy birthday. And thank you, everybody. And I will see you all next week. And thank you so much, Bori. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.